Joe will tell you, this is most girls who get recruited are either top athletes and they're getting recognized on gold Division I courts, or they're working their butts off to get recruited. It's one or the other. Like if you are not that top Division I athlete who's going to get recognized immediately and doesn't have a crowd of college coaches standing around your court, then you're the other one. You're the one who's going to have to work your butt off most times. And so that, like I said, there's not a lot of in between. Our program, the way that we kind of are doing it, and we're experimenting with it this year, and we actually, Rachel here was kind of our first guinea pig on seeing how the program would work, is through a program called Sports Recruits. Some of you may have been contacted by NCSA. NCSA calls you up and they have a bunch of different tiers. I think their minimum tier starts at around $3,000. So their $3,000 tier, they'll put you on a website and they'll help you curate some videos and they'll give you a list of colleges to email. $3,000. And then they have like a $6,000 tier where you have a personal consultant who will send your emails for you and stuff like that. And then they have like the $8,000 tier. It goes crazy. That's NCSA. So we decided that's just not what we're going to do. It's not realistic for most of the girls in our demographic, and I really don't think it's a good use of money, even if you have it, honestly. And so what is the other options? So we went with Sports Recruits. Sports Recruits has been around for a number of years. They are growing by leaps and bounds. Sports Recruits charges us a flat fee for our girls. It's around $2,000 for all 12 of our girls. And so we decided this year, as kind of a pilot, we were going to subsidize the vast majority of that amount and charge our players $50 of that to just kind of get in there and try it. So the $50 is just to see if you're serious, really, because it does cost us a lot of money per player. And so if you're into it, you're going to produce your video, and really it's going to be $50 and a highlight video. If you got $50 and a highlight video, we'll put you on the Sports Recruit platform. And like I said, Joel will tell you how powerful it is and what that experience is like, because it is a game changer for a lot of our girls who just don't know who to contact or how to do this or what are the next steps or anything like that. And Sports Recruits makes it super easy. My guess is we'll probably continue to do it over the next few years, but right now we're piloting it for this season and just to kind of see how effective it was. And like I said, we have an immediate success case. We do have 2 other players on there already. If we have more than 12, I'll purchase another team membership from the club, and we'll subsidize the next group of 12 who want it. But in order to kind of show that, hey, we're serious about this, we need a highlight video, or we can help you with that. Joe will talk about that as well. And then we'll need that payment, and we'll put you up. Like, we can get you on that night. It's really easy to get you started. So, questions about any of that before we jump into like his experience and what that was like, and I may interrupt him and ask some questions as well. Also, Coach Roxy back there has played in college. She played internationally. She played professional volleyball for several years, 2 or 3 years, I think. She competed at the national level as well, and she can kind of share a little bit about that. And those are all their levels, so she knows that. Coach Heather was also recruited out of community college to play four-year university, so we're going to drag her in here and have her talk about her experience as well. And then once that's over at 6:30, we're doing our Vegas meeting. I imagine most of you are going to be here for that one as well. We'll talk about all the details for Vegas, what's expected, and what you can kind of look forward to in that regard. Before I let Joel go, are there any questions for me? Anything just as you're curious or wondering about the program or anything like that? All right. I'll finish with this maybe once I think something. We want to see our girls, the club girls, and the girls in the Valley keep playing. Like we want us. It will be success for us if our girls continue to play. 1, it means they fell in love with the sport and they enjoyed it. 2, it means that we prepared them for the future. And one of the things I said on the website, I don't know if you got a chance to see it, is that the vast majority of high-level volleyball players, probably approaching 85% in this valley, who have come out of this valley in the last 10 years have come through our program. Now the club hasn't been here the last 10 years, but either through the clubs that I was working with, or the teams that I worked with, or the coaches that are here now. Like 85 to 90% of the high-level players just came through this program. There are others, not all of them come through our program, and so I wouldn't want to mislead about that, but this program will get your girl ready, will get your daughter ready to continue to college is an option for pretty much all of our 18-year-olds. Like if your daughter's playing on one of our 18s teams, she has a shot at community college. Like she can make a team there. We'll get her ready for that. All right. Okay, Joel, take it away.
Cool. Awesome. So we're just going to run through some things, but stop me if you have questions, and we'll make time at the end for that. And really, I mean, one thing I just corrected Dave said, he talked about the work I did. It was her work. She was the one who did the work. I just facilitated it. So go ahead and because I would not get recruited at one college. The objectives, we'll go through this to kind of describe what the process is like, clarify the rules. So what does an athlete do? What should parents do? And then what do we do as a club to help you through the process? And then we just want to share some things we learned through, I want to say, what was it, 15 months, 16 months that we were in the whole thing? Yeah, about a year and a half that we were trying to get it. So some things we learned, things we did well, things we didn't do well, that kind of thing. And then we'll talk more about what Dave brought up with sports recruits. I'll show you some screenshots of what her page looks like and why it's so good. And I'm just telling you right now, $50 in a highlight reel to get this tool, you're nuts. If you don't do it, you're not serious about it. So that's cool. And then question. All right. So the process, the first thing we would just say is set goals. Like, and don't be afraid to dream big. Like Dave said, you know, there might be a school that you're like, well, I want to go to that school. Well, then give it a shot. Emails are free. And if you can handle rejection, then that's okay. But you never know. You might hit someone at the right time and it works out. We did the NCSA free assessment. So that's 30 minutes on the phone with them. We were never going to pay $2,000, $3,000. But if they were going to give us 30 minutes for free, we were going to take it. And they gave her an assessment. They said NAIA Division II level player. So that kind of gave us a kind of a target range to go to. But that doesn't mean we didn't reach out to some D1 schools. Go to D1 school. That's okay, right? We didn't care. The bottom line for her was, who can help pay for my college? And that is what you're going for. So set goals, make a plan. We had a spreadsheet, like an ongoing spreadsheet with colleges by division, it was. And then if they were at all interested, it was green. If we didn't hear back from them, which is almost everybody, it was yellow. And if they just flat out ghosted us, it was red. So we knew that wasn't going to work out. Work hard and be consistent. Colleges don't show up here in the Antelope Valley and grab players. You gotta tell them who you are, and you gotta be persistent. You gotta tell them about it. It's just a really competitive thing. There's a lot of them, and we just found that we had to send out email after email after email, and make video after video after video, and it's just relentless. You have to work hard at it because if you want to play in college, you have to work hard. So, and then expect ups, downs, and all around. So there were moments where coaches were like, "Yes, Rachel, we're going to be in touch with you, and we can't wait to see you," and then they would ghost us. Like that was it. Never hear from them again. And then we went through what you said, like a 2-month period where we were pounding out emails and we got no response whatsoever. And it's like, okay, you know, this one. And then we had, you know, schools that were like, yes, no. And then when she finally landed at Fresno Pacific, and we'll go over that process at the end, that was one that really hadn't been on the radar, and there was about a 10-day period from initial response from a coach to her making a verbal decision. So it just happens really asynchronous. So it's hard to figure out. And then the last one to say, just have fun. Your self-worth is not at risk. Like, this is not about who you are as a person. That's something you have off the door. That's not something you get by who recruits you or who signs you or what that is. We want you to have fun. And we had fun. Like, we did a visit in Texas. We had a good time. We had a lot of fun. We ate barbecue. We ate Waffle House. It was a lot of fun. So have a good time through the process. Joe?
Yeah, have fun. Actually, I don't know, you may get to this, but that have fun part, is there a danger that it's not going to be fun? Do you guys have times that were hard, that were challenging in that regard?
Maybe with the one school in Texas, because she took a visit and it seemed like that was going to happen, and then she just straight up ghosted thing I would just say is kill it in the classroom and on the court. And really the emphasis is on the classroom. And we'll get to that at the very end as to why that's more important than what you do on the volleyball court. But what you do in class matters. And one of the first questions coaches will ask you, it's not about how you jump, not about, they see the video, it's your grades. It's, are you going to be able to make it at our school? So that's one. Rachel had a system set up where we get like raw video of our matches. So you're talking like, so you go to a tournament, you got all the games on video, and then she would go through all of them and on notes put the timestamps of all the things she thought was worth it, and then I would get them, or she'd share it with me, and then I would cut up the video. So I think it's up to the athlete to go through the video and determine what's good and what's not. So I think that's an athlete role. And then the next one, take ownership of your process. There were times that certain schools were interested that I was interested in for Rachel, and she was not interested in, and she was able to say, I don't want to go there, Dad. And I'm like, okay. But that's her, it's her life. It's not our life. And, you know, parents, we had a chance to have our process. Don't live vicariously through your kids. This is their time. So that's that. And then this is one that Coach G gave Rachel that was the best advice she probably got at all, which is when you're with coaches, have a list of questions to ask them. They love that. So like if you just show up like a limp wrist and you just walk around, there's going to be awkward silence. Rachel had, after Coach G told her that, Rachel had made a list of about, what, 30 questions on her phone, 35 questions, and she was just one after another. And after about question 6 or 7, the coach was like, I really like when athletes ask me questions. Why is that?
An example of what some of those questions are.
It's like one of my favorite questions to ask is like, how do you think your coaching is different than other coaches in this conference? You ask them about what they kind of want to hear a little bit and about get them talking about themselves. They like talk about this like
People love talking about themselves. So that's like interviewing 101. If you're doing a job interview, get the interviewer to talk about themselves, you'll get the job.
just ask about like maybe position specific questions.
Culture, you ask a lot about culture.
Definitely about education, majors for sure, because that's obviously the only reason why you're going to college is to get your major. So that would be all around questions.
Yeah. Lots of questions. Yeah. Next one. Be assertive and responsive. This is one Rachel had to learn. When a coach texts you, don't wait to write them back. Don't procrastinate. So we had those conversations a few times, and Rachel was messaging.
Just always just text them and it's done. It's all good.
That's right. Be grateful. This is something that we always talked a lot about, like especially through the hard times, was, girl, you're going to have a chance to play a sport you love that's going to help you go to college. Like, how many people would love to do that? That's awesome. And so really choose to be grateful, especially when the coaches aren't writing you back, especially when they're telling you, no, we're going in a different direction, when they ghost you, all that stuff. Those things will happen. You can choose to be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. All the time.
Before you go on from that, how many no's or ghost experiences did you have just in ballpark figure?
95%.
How many is that?
Maybe 100.
How many did you reach out to?
So,
I would, well, maybe about 75 schools that we looked at. It was a nationwide thing. We looked at about that, and we probably got contact back from about limited 10 to 15, but only got to the offer stage with 3, and contact like phone call, Zoom calls with maybe 4 or 5.
so you had to reach out to 80 to 100 schools in order to get those 4 or 5
And then for visits, Rachel, this is also something that G talked to Rachel about before she went out to Texas for the visits.
Yeah, so a big part is just be aggressive. I play outside, but this is same for like any behavior. Take big swings, look at everything. They're gonna want to see you bounce balls. They're gonna want to see you make plays that some of their players play do. If you're a setter, just go for everything. Play defense. If you're a DS libero, you're gonna die. You're never gonna be off the floor. You're gonna go for everything. It's kind
to compete at their level. These are 21-year-old women, like out there, and she's 17. So it's kind of intimidating. I mean, she went to a practice with these girls. This is in Texas, and you know, David told her, swing big, don't roll shot, don't tip, don't you know,
Play it safe.
don't play it safe.
Recipe for failure.
Make aggressive mistakes. And so she did that, and it's important not to be afraid to fail. For the parent, we'll go through these real quick on this part. Collect and edit video with the athlete. So if you have questions about how to edit videos, I do that a lot. I use Mac. I don't know why people use Windows, but that's a shock. Anyway, super easy. iMovie, Canva. You can make red circles. You can make it clear and roll it. And Roxy posted another one. What was that one, Roxy? Okay. So talk to Roxy about that, or you know, I can help you with editing. But you have to do the work on that. For us, I was the initial point of contact. So I was the one who sent out the emails to coaches through Sports Recruits, and then once the fish bit the line, I sent them straight to her. So I did not control the process, but I was the one who initiated it. And then the moment they said, "Yeah, I'd like to talk to her," I was out of it unless the coach said, "I want Dad and Mom to be a part of it." It was totally her. And actually, two of the coaches had said one of the things they liked was she could handle a conversation without her dad hanging over her shoulder. So that's important. Support and encourage the athlete. That's obvious. They feel the pressure. Don't add more to it. Advocate for them. So if the coach, it's kind of funny. I actually was about 2 days away from sending a message to the coach in Texas, telling her, "Hey, you know, we made a visit and you never like even responded. That's not cool." And then the next day, before I was going to write her, she wrote and said, "You know, I was out of the country and then I was sick for 4 weeks, and I left that be." But advocate for your kids. If they do something wrong, make sure you let them know. Ask good questions as parents. So same thing with us. And then minimize the pressure of the process. Okay. Then for us as a club, Sports Recruits, so Dave's talking about that. We want to help you get up on that if that's something you're interested in. Feedback on video and troubleshooting. So again, kind of back to the honest truth thing. If you just want to make videos, that's awesome. I love it. She still wants me to make highlight videos. I don't know why. It's done. We're over with it. I don't need to do that anymore. But if you want, like, the video has to be good. It has to be clear. And I've sent videos to Dave literally thinking I'd made great videos, and he'd write back, "That was crap." And not like that. Yeah, you did. You did. You would say, "I would change about 3/4 of it," or something like that. And you know, your feelings get a little bruised for 10 minutes, and then you go back and you remake the videos.
As far as that video, real quick, just to add on to that, a couple things. Number one is that the biggest error that parents make when taking videos, they take video from 100 yards out. And so we're like, "That's my daughter, that little dot over there on the video." Like, that just doesn't work. The closer you can get, Zoom, whatever, use your iPad or whatever, because we want to see her in all the glory we can. And so if she can fill the frame, do that. So, like, that's how close we need to be to see your kid. And so that's one thing. That's the biggest issue. We just couldn't use video. That's just too far away. It's just uninteresting. It's not going to get her noticed and things like that. Secondly, Sports Recruits
And then, like Dave said, we'll give honest assessment. I'm not the one for that. For the volleyball stuff, you want to talk to Coach G, you want to talk to your coaches, and they'll give you the assessment. I can't do that. I can tell you if your video's good or not, but I can't tell you about the volleyball. The coaches can tell you about that. So that's that. And then what else do we do? Coaching, coaching, coaching. So that's the number one thing to help you get ready for college, and that's why pro volleyball is so important. And then resources and references. You have coaches who played and coached in college. Talk to them. Ask them questions. Roxy, I blew up Roxy's phone all the time. Partially because we were trying to get her into Roxy's alma mater, but also because Rachel kind of fashions her game after Roxy. And so we would ask her all kinds of questions, and Roxy would give us very honest answers. And these coaches are resources. Talk to them. They would love to help you with that stuff. Okay. Okay, so best practices, go through this real quick. Number one, academics over athletics. Volleyball money is limited. The idea that every person who goes to college gets a full ride scholarship is just not true. You're talking only like D1 elite athletes. Without going into details, a vast majority of Rachel's money for school is because of her academics and not because of volleyball. Volleyball just supplements that. And so you have to take your grades because strong academics help coaches with limited program money. They don't have all the money in the world. So they're looking for athletes that they can bring onto their program and not have to blow their budget to bring in. So most schools have equivalency budgets. So they have a total of 8, this is in female sports, 8 equivalency scholarships, but they have to spread that out over the whole program. So nobody's getting a full ride scholarship. Now, if you're in California, you've got the Cal Grant, you've got your FAFSA, whatever limited Pell Grant you're getting, and then academics plus your athletics, and then that puts together into a nice little sandwich. But other than that, this is why it's really important. Also, finally, unless your name is Roxy, someday you'll be a professional something, but probably never a professional volleyball player. And I say that about my daughter as well, and I have a very high view of my daughter's ability. So you're going to do something else for a living. You're going to have a career. And at some point, volleyball is not going to be an option anymore. I mean, you see my wife try to serve at Quartz Hill High that one time? That was hard to watch. She'll love it. All right. Great video. So we kind of talked about this already. Best clips first. She actually got an offer from a school in Virginia based on one video and the first 3 clips in that video, without visit, without any kind of. They're on the other side of the country. He's like, I saw those first 3 clips and I said, hey kid, I want to bring you here, And it's like that's flattering, but put the best clips first.
Can I add to that? So I coached at the college level for a year in 2010.
We're at Masters, and we got stacks of videos. Back then it was CDs, or burned DVDs or burned CDs.
And every week we'd get a stack of videos, and most weeks we took the stack of videos and threw in the trash. We just never even opened it. Like, we just didn't have the time. And so we were 2 guys on staff trying to run a $2 million program, and we just didn't have the time. And so that's one thing. But when we did watch a video, we'd watch the first 3 clips, and we'd be like, nope. Like, literally, we'd have a 30-minute video, and we threw the thing in, like, we clicked delete in the first 3 clips. It was that much. And if we saw, sometimes we watch the first clip, and we both go, oh, let's watch a few more of this girl, But if you don't get past those first 3, like, you're not going to see 10. Like, in fact, even on the girls we liked, we barely ever got to 10. We watched 8, we're like, yep, call her up. And so yeah, that's an important point.
Yeah. Second one, does the video back up your claims? So, in other words, are you putting on your bio that you're a 6'1" outside hitter who can bounce balls at the 10-foot line, and then your video shows that you're hitting ball shots and tips every time? That's probably not a good idea. So your video needs to match what you're describing. Make responsive videos. So we had one school that said, we like what we see with Rachel, but we want to see her against bigger blockers. And so Quartz Hill preseason, we saw West Ranch, we saw Serrano, we saw Long Beach Poly. I made a video specifically for that school based on what they wanted. They still never wanted her, but that's okay. Respond to what they asked for. up on the text system, and we get a couple that got our attention, and she's at school and I'm at work, and I'm like, let's break that. So, Sports Recruit's great. They aren't rejecting you. Let's talk about this. They're just running a program. It's a business. They're running a business. They're running a program. If they don't get the right athletes, they get fired and they don't have jobs. So it's not about you. It's not personal. It feels that way sometimes, but just gear up. Like the other athlete that they talked about, her dad told me she will cry. It was very difficult, and she didn't really cry, but it was difficult. It was yeah. Okay. And don't give up until they tell you. For instance, this is a screenshot of the 5 emails we sent the coach at Fresno Pacific University. September 1st, September 15th, October 10th, October 31st. No response. None. Not a rejection, not anything. December 6th, she gets all CIF. So I tell Rachel, I'm like, hey, let's hit up a few of these schools and let's just see. December 7th, we write her, next slide. Hey Joel, thanks for the emails. Plural. I highlighted that so right. He was getting all of those emails and never responded regarding Rachel's interest in our volleyball program for the Pacific. We had a great season this year. Looking forward to many more like it. Would Rachel be available to connect by phone this week to get to know us, asking a question about our program? One day later, we had an hour-long phone call. 4 days later, she took a visit and practice with the team, and 3 days after that, she committed. So it happens quick, but 5 emails before he wrote anything back. He was getting them the whole time, but didn't respond. And I think we just hit him at the right time. He was looking for something. She was the one, and now it's done. So persistence. And then the last thing, you sports recruits, it is a centralized place to post highlights. Next one. Easy way to message coaches. So if you're not using sports recruits, you have to go on the college's website, on the volleyball website, click down the menu, coaches, all that stuff. Sports recruits, you go to messages, you type in the name of the school, and all the coaching staff pops up. If you want all the assistants to get the message, click, send the message. The tracking feature, we talked about that, let you know who's watching. And there's some screenshots. So the main page kind of looks like that. And then there are her favorite schools. We had 7 at one time, but we were kind of calling them. And then videos, so you got all the videos there. We talk about sometimes go back to like the early AV impact videos, like they're almost embarrassing to watch because she hates watching them. She got better, I got better. So, and then this shows how easy it is to embed video. So you can either drag the video up, or you can just embed it. So if you put on YouTube, just put the embed link and it pops right up. And that's it. So any questions, Dave, coaches, myself, that you have about